coming to if you want to see in a graphically or through a flowchart, you could understand. Very simple. Here you can see the book item, and this is librarian, and this is book card, this is barcode, reservation, book lending, this is catalog, notifications. It's a totality of the library work, right? Now, here book format is coming, book status, reservation status, address status. So this is all total, uh, a simple diagram, simple, not this is not complex diagram. This is a simple diagram, and how you are going to uh, go for the library automation in different parts, right? Now, coming to the computerized of acquisition system, to receive indent, that means you have to get one suggestions from the department, then you have to check this particular suggestion. Suppose uh, Steve wanted to purchase one book for the library, and he give us requisition to the library that I required that book. And what you need to do, you need to check whether this book is already available or not. Sometimes what happened, I will tell you. Suppose you have one person has told, no, I required that book. So you find that you have already many book in your computer, right? In your library. So still you are taking all those books because there is a huge demand on the book. So you increase the copy. For the increasing increment of the copy of the books, you need to purchase all those books. Then to obtain approval from the competent authority. The most important part in the library is you cannot go directly for everything. So you have to have in a democratic setup. And how we are going to pursue with the democratic setup? It's a very simple. Um, you have to go through a library committee, and library committee will going to give you some suggestions, because library committee always act on the basis of the user requisitions and the budgetary part. What is the budget is available? So they are more. They do these jobs with the discussions, and they came out with the suggestion, right? So they can told you can go for that or not. Then you have to print the order. Then you can create a list of those books approved by the library authority. Then you can dispatch to the publisher or suppliers electronically, or you ask them, come over here, we have a book. Then check when orders are overdue. So you normally what happens everywhere at home, you will see that when we are asking something purchased from the online or anywhere, any shop, and you paid them or you told them that this is my order, so they normally give you a certain date. That is a due date. And this due date is important. If they are not turn up on that particular due date, so what you need to do, you need to check, is that overdue? So you have to follow up the order. You have to call up. You have to say, we'll cancel the order if you do not give it. Sometimes what happens, both publisher and bookseller uh, are taking much time. The reason behind that, sometimes the books is may not available in the market. So that's happened normally. So it's a day-to-day, it's a part of the job, right? Then maintain a file record of items on order. These all things, these all things mm, which we are discussing over here, it is a manual process, right? When we yes, transform into the automatic process, then the work will be the work will be same, but it will be different way. Right? So you receive then you process the bill, then maintain book fund statistics and accounts, generate printed and electronic listing of various reports, the control of currency conversion. This is another important area. You need to very cautious about the conversion. I have already told you, suppose uh, there we have a committee, um, good office committee with the vendors. So majority library follow that conversion rate exchange, the value, but majority library also today are following the Reserve Bank uh, website for the conversion rate. They give day-to-day update of the conversion. So this is one area you have to be very focused on. Then maintain vendor performance report and statistics. This is another important because many vendors have appeared that they will work with you with a full of honesty, but at the end of the day, you will find they are not performing that much of late. So you have to keep record who are the good, who are not. Then you have to carry forward. If they are not good, then we can think alternative for that. So this is a part. Now, library management softwares should also carry out the following job. Then accommodate a variety of materials, accommodate and identify items in a variety of format, record, store, display, accommodate different type of order. So when we are thinking of automations, so it is not only the book we are going to uh, take our as a resource. There will be different material like CDs, DVD, cassettes, websites also, web links also, online online databases also. These can, when you are thinking of library management softwares, then that management softwares should have the capacity to accommodate these kinds of books, these kinds of non-book materials. And you know what are the non-book materials. And every non-book materials has their standard for catalog. And you have to follow all those catalog. Because suppose a map is coming to your library, how we are going to categorize it's a map and who will be the um, uh, responsible person who has created that, the statement of responsibility of a map. So these are the things you need to be taken care of. Now coming to the output of report in computerized acquisitions job, reports of title requested. These are the list or reports of item from supplier publisher, item selected for approval, item approved by the authority, library committee, item rejected in the approval process, list of gratis items received by library, report on request status, printout of note from obtaining approval of a competent authority or screen titles. I will tell you, this is very simple. This is very simple. Now, look, I will show you in practically. Printout of soft copy of order letters, query letters, printout of soft copy of remainder letters, printout of soft copy of order cancellation letters, printout of soft copy of recording letters, reordering letters, letter note for adjustment, advance payment, letters note for bank for foreign exchange, report on order status, report on overdue supply of titles, report on overdue items, reports of titles actually ordered. So these are the steps in you have to copy out. Now, interestingly, I will say you this is a sole software. In that sole software, you will see when you think of acquisition. Okay, let's start with the sole software itself. It will be very clear. Now, this is a sole software, and here your acquisition mark. Can you see that sole software, everybody? आप
Yes,
लोग
sir.
आप लोगों को सोल सॉफ्टवेयर दिख रहा है ना
Yes,
सबको?
sir.
Yes, sir.
यहाँ पे देखिए acquisitions है. So this is the acquisitions, this is a suggestion, this is the order, this is the actioning, this is the payment. So it's these parts are basically, and these models have been written on the basis of the sole software. If you click on the suggestion, so you just click on the suggestion, and so this is request from the person. This is a gratis item, means if something donated for your library, if some books is donated for your library, this is select and for approval. This is the approval process. So if you click on that, if you just click on that, the one form will come up. You have to fill up that. Then gratis item will come up. Then select for approval will come up. Then you have to do approval process. Then you have to go for the. Sometimes what happens, libraries as an authority, if they require some books is important for the library, they can directly purchase, directly give order or direct approval. There will be a no in between. So this is a direct approval. Then export or reject, delete, rejected. We suppose approved is done, but you find the things is not going properly. So on that occasion, you can delete or reject it. Then you have to give the letter of approval, right? So these are the steps are taken into the suggestion. Now we'll come up in the ordering section. If you click on the order, this is a new request form has came up. So you have to just fill up. The most important aspect is who recommended that. So that is the important aspect. So here you can go for the request number. You can put the reference to this date. Then you have to select the department. Then you have go for the request status. It is on approval or any, and requested by. Who requested? The name of the person is important. When you choose the department, then the name will come up, right? Unless it, otherwise it will not going to come up. Then who will be the supplier? Suppose we are taking from PG Lab. So you will find different names. These are the people. Then supplier, we are going to on approval. If you do that, then it will come up. Then title, author, publishers, right? So this is where you have to give the details information. So that particular form, that particular record will go from request from select for approval, then approval process, then export and reject, delete, reject, then letter of approval. Suppose you are coming from gratis item, this is, so from here you can directly go for the letter of approval. Now if you go for the direct approval, you can directly come up from the letter of approval. So this is one suggestion part. Now for order. When this process means when you are finished up with the library committee and everything, then order process comes. Here you can see new order, order cancel, direct order, purchase order, reminder letter. Now in new order, you can put the whenever you will in suggestion, when you will finish the suggestion, in new order, that particular title will come up. Then here also you will get some cancelling order. Then you can go for the purchase order, right? Sometimes what happens, you need to purchase directly book. There is no need of a kind of suggestion or something like that. So you can go direct order, then you can purchase, go purchase order, then you can remind the later for the perfect. Then when it will finish, when you finish the ordering process, then your acquisitions will come, accessioning will come. So here you have to receive the book, then you have to do accessioning. Then when accessioning is done, so what happened? You go through suggestion, you order, then accession part, you receive the item, you accession it. Without accessioning, you cannot do payment. So when your accessioning will be done, then you can go for the payment, right? So here you can see invoice process, payment process, refund process, and forwarding to the account section. So job is done for the acquisitions of a particular document. So this is basically concepts of the automated acquisition system, right? Now this is acquisitions. So we have already discussed here one by one. So we have almost done with that. Now computerized cataloging system. Once your acquisition has done, then your important task is catalog, right? So what are the basic things in the catalog? This is bibliographic requirement, authority control requirement, OPAC requirement, downloading requirement, report and backup. So this is the part of the cataloging job. आप आइए लैंग्वेज ऑथोरिटी में आप क्लिक कीजिए कौन सी लैंग्वेज में आपको लेना है, राइट? ये लैंग्वेज ऑथोरिटी को फिर आते हैं क्लास नंबर आते हैं। आप यहाँ पे आप क्लिक करेंगे, मान के चलो हम ऐड करते हैं क्लास नंबर 0। जब भी मैं 0 दिया तो पीछे से एक लिस्ट आ रहा है, ये ड्रॉप डाउन, ये ऑलरेडी ऑथोरिटी कंट्रोल करा हुआ, इट इज ऑलरेडी डन। तो हियर व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आपको कौन सी, यहाँ पे प्रोबेबली अगर आप ओपन छोड़ते तो कोई भी नंबर डाल दिया जाता है, लेकिन आपकी बुक्स अगर ये टाइटल है तो आपका देखिए 016 बिब्लियोग्राफिक है तो आप 016 ले रहे हैं, राइट। ये हो गया कंट्रोल ऑन क्लासिफिकेशन। कमिंग, अब आप आते हैं, सॉरी, डिपार्टमेंट में ऑथोरिटी कंट्रोल्स नहीं है, प्लेसेस में। यहाँ पे देखिए आप प्लेसेस में दिल्ली एंटर कीजिए, BEELHI, आप यहाँ पे भी ऑथोरिटी कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि दीज आर, मतलब यू आर रेस्ट्रिक्टिंग अ पर्सन फ्रॉम इनपुटिंग द डेटा। You cannot put any other data. Suppose here you find, you have to ask people go for the right entry. So this is basically called authority control system. Then OPAC requirement. ये वह सबसे important aspect है OPAC requirement. What are the important elements in the OPAC? How people are going to search your record? Normally, what happens? So it's a basic concept. Basic सबको मैं बता रहा हूँ. Look at the problem with us. Suppose I am going to search um, how to edit YouTube, YouTube video, right? So what I will do, पूरा लिखता हूँ how to edit YouTube video. अब यहाँ पे देखें how to edit YouTube video. So I am giving so many of terminology to the computer. So computer get confused. Better editing of YouTube video. So this search pattern probably done very people who are little mature. So in OPAC requirement is important. How you are what is the nature of searching of the people on a particular institution, and what are the requirement on that. Somebody normally search through the title, somebody search through the author, somebody search through the subject, somebody search through the series, somebody search through the publishers, somebody search through the two combined concepts like nanotechnology, biochemistry, right? Your biology and chemistry, or physics and mathematics, the combined concept. Then downloading. How we are going to require, how we are going to download all those data. That is important part. How data will be come up, because the most important aspect is, suppose you have a data and in your catalog, and many of the vendors, what happen, I'm not taking any name. If I want to change from one software to other software, so if I ask them, okay, please download the whole data of the catalog in Mark 21. Unless you download in Mark 21, the other software will not going to accept that particular format. So downloading requirement, what should be the downloading requirement of your library data? If you do not decide, so later on what happened, when you ask the vendors, okay, please download those data, so they will tell, look, we charge for that. And it's a kind of mischievous thing. You cannot charge for that. It is my data. Show me how to download it, and what is the standard for the download. Then report and backup requirement. This is another important aspect. So whenever everywhere you need, whatever report is there, it should be reflected in the system. Next is backup requirement is important, because you have to take backup for every work in the system. You can take backup from the server to your PCs, or within the software within the server in different drive. Normally, what we preferably do, we take the backup in a server itself, but in a different drive. So if there is any problem with the C drive, so you can have a backup with the D drive. These are the system requirements. Now, here, computerized cataloging job may I have already shown you the title in process, retrospective conversion, other branches library, and all the databases when you are searching from one particular place, one particular databases combinedly, that basically called union catalog. मैं आपको यूनियन कैटलॉग की बहुत बड़े यूनियन कैटलॉग की जो एग्जांपल्स है वो है ढेर। आप एक जगह एक पर्टिकुलर डेटाबेस के अंदर आप जब सर्च कर रहे हो पूरे दुनिया की मतलब पूरे इंडिया की ऑलमोस्ट आधे इंडिया की लाइब्रेरी के डेटाबेस, दिस इज आल्सो अ काइंड ऑफ concept of union catalog, but that is basically networking union catalog. But here union catalog means you have a within your system. Then commercially available files of market record. This is it should be impacted. I have already told you that it should be a part of a library management system or library automation software. Now, basic jobs of cataloging, authority control is important, then data entry, then in data entry, newly acquired document for existing old stock, then downloading. These are the steps in the basic jobs of catalog, right? So here you can see in catalog, if you click on that, so you will get this system: catalog, import, export, user service, report. Now, if you click on the catalog, you will get title in process and data operation. So here you will see that if I go for the I have already told you that title in process means whatever coming from the acquisitions, you have to process over here. How we are going to process it? Very simple thing. You have to put the acquisition number first, then you have to paste all the required label on the book, then you have to go for the classification number, then you are going to input everything into the computer and taking it print out as a cataloging, or you can put it on the for the OPAC itself. So these are the technical processing of a book. And then you are putting the barcode sticker, RFID sticker, or barcode RFID or electromagnetic sticker. We'll see all those things. Then when this thing has done, then you have a user service and export service. You just go for the export service. We have already done import and export, import from MARC, export to MARC, CCF to MARC. This is already we have discussed with you. Now coming to the user service. Every library should have the facility of current awareness service and bibliographical service. And sometimes you can create SDA service also, right? SDA service can be done in the micro document, in the journal, right? Here in the book, you have to create current awareness service. Means what are the title, what are the new things coming into the library immediately, who are required on that particular documents, immediately they got a SMS or email that these are the services, these are the documents are available in the library or bibliographical services. The importance of bibliographical services could only person who can understand better, who are writing a book or who are in the process of their dissertation or thesis in masters or in MPhil or PhD. So their bibliographical service is very important, right? So you can create through this catalog. Now coming to this concept here, when report is done, cataloging report, in that report you need to have the facilities of basic report, advanced report, then spine level. In spine level, what happened? You can take out the call number of an accession number of the book, and how we are going to paste it, I will show you. In the spine, normally you find one round shaped sticker in every book in the library, that is basically spine. Then book card. Book card you can take print out, but importantly, I will tell you, these are book card and catalog card. Normally, today's date, nobody going to print because you have an immediate accessibility of the OPAC, online public access catalog. Now, in computerized serial control system, subsystem, that was catalog. Here you will see handling new subscription, handling renewal of subscription, cancellation of subscription, budget control, department unit-wise budget, invoice process, invoice for individual issue, or for annual or other period subscription. Here you can see very important aspect is it's a very sequential job. You have to go through one by one, otherwise you will miss one particular portion, right? So unless you got a new subscription, you cannot go to the budget control. If you do not have a renewal process, you cannot go to the budget control. Cancellation only can be done when you are in the process. Then you have to look at the different department-wise budget. Then you have to create invoice. Unless you create invoice, people are not going to give you the serials or journal. So these are the important. Then recording the receipt of journals. When one journal is normally come up in the library, you have to record for that. Then formula for generation, expected issue. This is important because suppose one particular journal has a frequency of monthly frequency. So the volume of that journal will be, after 12 issue, it will be one volume. If it is bi-monthly, then it will be 6 copies for a one volume. If it is fortnightly, माने 15 दिन में एक बार आते हैं, तो आप देखो पूरे साल में कितना आते हैं संख्या. जब वो 24 हो जाते हैं, तो उनको हम एक वॉल्यूम कहेंगे. कुछ जर्नल 6 महीने में एक आते हैं. बहुत सीरियस जर्नल्स होते हैं ये लोग. तो उस समय आप साल में 2 आते हैं, तो एक वॉल्यूम होता है. तो ये फॉर्मूला आपको, you have to create formula for that. Then managing sending claim for the missing issue. Sometimes what happens, it's happened regularly. What we have observed when we are in the printed form of catalog, we have seen that we ordered one journal, 3-4 journal came very nicely, 5th or 6th has missed. Then immediately 7 started coming. So it is become a job, everyday job, that we are sending reminder to everybody, right? Then a reminder to the publishers or the vendors or the agency. Then dealing with the special edition, supplement and index. Sometimes what happens, every journal has a special edition. So you have to ask them if there is any, we'll take your journal, but if there is any special edition will come up, then you have to give us free of cost and you have to give us index. Majority international journals are, they are previously published the index services, but today's date it is no need because majority international journals are online and they are connected with the Web of Science or Scopus. I have already told you probably they are the citation index sources. Then dealing intelligently with name change. Sometimes what happens, suppose Institute of Physics. So within, you have started with the Institute of Physics, you have started subscribing with the Institute of Physics. After 4 months, what happened? It has changed name, American Institute of Physics. Then you have to think exactly. Then you have to keep a note for that, right? Sometimes journals got splitted. Suppose one journal, suppose International Journal of Library Science, and suppose it had splitted, and one journal became Asian Journal of Library Science, other one is American Journal of Library Science. Then how you are going to deal with that? Then binding control. Binding is important part in the serial control system. So when one particular journal will coming up with the complete volume, that means suppose one particular journal is published monthly. At the end of the year, it will be 12 volume. When 12 volume will come up, you will club together and that will go for the binding. That is become a one volume of the particular journal. When that particular journal will be bounded and came up all issues within one volume, then we can accession that particular volume. One particular journal cannot be put accession number. When all journal club together, then we'll put the accession number. So when we are put the accession number of a particular journal, when they are complete, means then when they are clubbed in a one volume, right? Then barcoding of accession number or RFID sticker or NFC sticker or EM sticker, you can do that. So this is then report generation, listing of the periodical receipt, hyperlink if there is any e-journals, editing and update of record, searching via title, publishers, you have to follow up, options you have to follow up, what are the options you are going to keep for the web opac, table of content, other specialized information service. Important aspect in the journal is that every opac must have the facility of the content view of a particular journal. If a journal do not have the content part, then it's very difficult to throw to the public, because only users can only go through a particular journal when he finds something interesting for them. So table of content in a particular journal is very important part. Then article indexing. Then indexing of a journal article by author, title, subject, keyword. Then BARC import in some format. Then union list or union catalog of a particular journal. These are the steps. Now, subscription and acquisition. How we are going to do that? Group of activities involved following this job. Selection of serials for new subscription. Renewal of or discontinuations of existing journal and serial. Selection of delivery mode. How you are going to receive that particular journal. Selection of subscriptions mode. How you are going to subscribe it, right? Then formula of term of supply. Formulation of term of supply. This is another important. Then selections of vendors. Approval from authority. Ordering a renewal. Then payment. Receiving and registration. Reminder generations. Then adjustment of the advance payment of non-receipt issue. Now this is a work in serial content. Now how we are going to do it in a automated manner. These are the process from your book, right? Selection includes selection of new title, renewal selection, approval list, preparation, approval. Then order and payment include ordering, advance payment, adjustment of the advance payment, refund. Then in acquisition includes receiving and registration, claiming of non-receipt issue. These are the process. Now come up with circulation and binding, cataloging, article indexing, binding set selection, order process, receiving, payment, reminder. Then what is exactly the information product? Information product from serial catalog database, information product from article indexing. This is another important aspect of a journal. So these are the list. It improves the speed. Why you require computer application in the journals? These are the steps. Obviously, we know it create speed, accuracy, and library stuff can do work nicely. The users will get benefited from that. So whenever new journal immediately come up, it's a very transparent. They are getting so much of information. You have improved the table of content. Table of content can be searchable. So these are the facilities normally you will find in journal subscription. Now, what is important in journal serial databases, that is title master, country master, language master, supplier publishers master, subject master, frequency master, budget master, currency master, delivering mode master, physical media master, binding type master, letter master. Now, how you are going to do it? Because everything has been written in your book from this soul software, right? So how we are doing it in the soul software? Let's have a look. Here we'll see. If you click on the serial circulation control, you will get Mark 21 title entry, title update, article index. Right? Sorry. Serial control, you will get title, suggestion, subscription, payment, check-in, commercial binding, and in-house binding. If you click on the titles, you will get a suggestion. So if you click on the title, you will get one box of inputations. Then if you click on the suggestion, you will get new request as it was in the book. Select for approval. You will select that particular for approval or update request. Then select for approval. Then approval process. Then reapproval rejected. Suppose you have already approved, but something wrong with that. Then you can reapprove or you can reject on that. Then merge data into the database, your actual master database in your library. Then coming to the subscription, how we are going to, then you have to process the order, whatever selection you have done, you have to process the order, then order cancellation or purchase order. When you click a purchase order, that purchase order normally sent to the vendor, right? Sent to the vendor. Then when you send to the vendor, then vendor will start acquiring that particular journal. When it's come, then you have to make the payment. So this is a payment. Here you can see invoice process, payment process, refund process. When invoice will come, you have to process the payment. If there is any refund process is there, suppose you have paid something extra or they are charging something extra because the day you were given order, the currency conversion rate was different. When they are giving you the item into your library, the conversion rate is different. So if there is any confusion or glitches within the payment of conversion rate, here is the refund process, then forwarding to the account and forwarding to the vendor. The same letter will be sent to the accounts. Account section will take over. And one copy we need to send to the vendor because vendor had to understand what they have done, what are the discount process and everything. Now, when it is over, then we'll come for the check-in. When check-in, when a journal normally came, then we'll start schedule generations, right? Schedule generation. Then non-receipt process, then check-in, then remove receipt, reminder letter if there is any confusion. Once it is over, then you can go for the commercial binding. You have to prepare the set, order process, receiving, invoice process, payment, and reminder of binder. Here, another important aspect is when suppose some library do not have any binder, commercial binder, they normally use in-house binder. Even in in-house binding section, you have to be very cautious how we are going to bind it. The process is almost the same, but only things you need not to create any invoice for that because it is your in-house, right? So computerized circulation system, information about the borrower name, because whenever you are thinking for creating, so that's all the serial control. Now we are coming to the circulation system. In circulation system, important part is the name, information of about the borrower, name, address, telephone number, borrower code, identification number, borrower category, and privilege. That is important. Information about the resource being borrowed, call number, resource, and the title of the whatever the item they are going to receive it. This is issue date. This is the basic component in a circulation concept. Here you can see the circulation flowchart. You have to have, when you are writing circulation, you have to give this flowchart, this kind of flowchart. It will reflect your answer very nice. This is checkout, how we are going to issue a book, right? So, and this is return of a book, right? Check-in, return of a book, check-in. You have to give this kind of flowchart. It's very simple. If you look at very sincerely, you can understand. Now, this is a renew of the book. You can go one by one. Here you can see member scan their library card through the barcode reader. Member scan the barcode, the book. System check and system can be issued that the books is not reference only. If books has reference only, then it would not be used. If it is yes, system check number of books to be issued to the member also. If it is no, then it will coming show the error message. Then here, system check the number of books issued to the member. Member के पास कितने books है? Then system check if the book has been reserved by the other member. Suppose the books that particular member is asking, is that the reserve for that? If it is yes, then error message. If it is no, system create book checkout transaction. System update the status of the book to loan. System increment number of book issue to the member. This is the normal system in checkout. And in check-in, member scan the barcode in the book. System fetch the book's detail. System check the book is being returned within the due date. If it is no, calculate fine. If it is yes, within due date, then system will return the book. So this is a return of books. And if you want to renew, suppose one users came to the library, they wanted to renew it. If they find that book has reserved already by other person, then you will say error message or no. If it is not, then they are going to issue it. So that's a flowchart of a system. So when you are thinking of kind of circulation system writing in your examination, you have to give some kind of flowchart. Otherwise, things will not be up to the mark. Here you can see in circulation, you will see new member, copy member, search member, delete, renewal. New member, you can put the name new member. Then otherwise you can copy the new member, member from other places. Then you can search through the member. You can delete a member. You can renew one member. Then you can come to the circulation. In circulation, you will see transaction menu, search by title, overdue charges, book bank issue, remainder, circulation, stock verification, member login, book transfer. So if you want to issue a book, this is a issue book concept. You just click, write the accession number of the books, the member ID, and just press F3 or issue. It will automatically issue it. If you want to return it, you just put the book accession number of the books or member ID, just press F4. It will be returned. If you want to renew, you just press F6. If you want to reserve that particular book, F7. If something lost, suppose one user lost the book, you can record over here. If you missed, if user has missed the book, if you damage, withdraw, reminder, overdue, issue on premises, issue on premises. Sometimes you are giving books on premises for a certain period of time. Return on premises. So these are the features in the circulation system. But at the same time, this is transaction. You can search by title. Sometimes you can calculate over here the overdue charges. Suppose this is a normal book issue return system. Sometimes some library has the even majority library today's in technical educations at the beginning of the year they usually give so much of suppose some set of books, 10 books, 20 books to the student. That's basically book bank kind of thing. So they create a book bank, and they from at the beginning of the semester they used to give some quantum of book that they can read the basic books of that. So this is book bank. So book bank issue can be possible. You can remind that. Then you can create circulation group who are going to issue return, or somewhere you can put issue, somewhere you can create return. Stock verification can be through in the circulation system itself because it has its own record. You can exchange with that basic data. Then member login. Here, member can log and they can see how many books being issued by them, what is their fine chart, and everything will come up in the member login. Then book transfer. What is important? Suppose uh, one particular central library has purchased all books, suppose 100 books. Out of 100, they have their 3 departments. They are going to give 30 books to each department. So here what you can do, you can create other 3 library also in your library management system, and you can transfer 10 books to the each department. So this can be done in the book transfer mode. बुक ट्रांसफर तो आप लोगों को समझ में है कि सेंट्रलाइज्ड लाइब्रेरी है तो बाकी लाइब्रेरीज को जो बुक ट्रांसफर करते हैं, ठीक है। फिर हम चलते हैं सर्कुलेशंस में बोरोइंग बुक्स और लेंडिंग बुक्स। ये कॉन्सेप्ट हो गया ऑलमोस्ट। इंटर लाइब्रेरी लोन में भी आप दोनों डिफरेंट लाइब्रेरी में, सपोज आप दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी लाइब्रेरी और जेएनयू है, दोनों में इंटर लाइब्रेरी लोन करना है तो इसके थ्रू भी सर्कुलेशन की प्रोसेसिंग अच्छा है, मतलब पॉसिबल है। देन लॉस्ट ऑफ मेंटेनेंस में लॉस्ट कितने बुक्स हुआ, बाइंडिंग कैसे, डैमेज कितने हुआ, मिशिंग कितने हुआ, विड्रॉल कितना हुआ है, ये सारे प्रोसेस आप यहाँ से कर सकते हो मेंटेनेंस में। तो दीज आर द पार्ट ऑफ योर maintenance section, right, in a circulation system. So when we are thinking of library automation, so majority normally पहले क्या होता था when we have started automation, so we start with the normal inputtation of the data into the computer, then we immediately transform into the barcode technology because the accuracy of the data inputations become high. So we came with the barcode sticker. Then this is a barcode printing printer, barcode printer, where from you can often saw in malls and everywhere that they are just printing thermal paper kind of thing. It is likely better paper, better thermal paper, but it's a very good paper. We can paste it into the book or spine level of the book. Sometimes this reflects the name of the library and the accession number. So we can print through this printer. Now coming to this is a barcode reader. You have already seen it's a very good barcode reader, and they can accurately read the barcode. And this is also a barcode reader. You can see it's called Lucky Door company to have it. I do not know. So you can just scan in front of that particular light, infrared light. This is a kind of barcode scanner, but mobile barcode scanner. We had one set, this kind of. That time it cost 50,000 rupees. We normally used to take the barcode, scanned barcode, and we input into the library software, and they exchange the data. Then we can able to find out how many books is missing from the library database. So we can go one by one. We can take. So it's a wireless, correct? Wireless is the right terminology. Wireless barcode scanner. Now this is a magnetic strip. We normally paste it into the level, spine level, within the books. So when 2 pages will club together, you cannot find where exactly that has been pasted. So that's the base part of the electromagnetic. So previously we used to, this is an electromagnetic charging and discharging devices. Suppose a library, when a book being issued, you are discharging the electromagnetic within the electromagnetic stream, and you are giving to the user. So when it is passing through the security gate, this is not going to be make any noise. When it's come returning, that means in check-in means return. When you are returning one books, you are again activating the electromagnetic system. Somebody, if take out that book from the library and go without issuing, then it will automatically create noise in the sound in the security gate, right? So this is a combined form. It's a barcode and the EM system. A system. This is a charging and discharging of EM technology, and through that we charge and discharge the electromagnetic system. Now, this is probably barcode RFID technology. We club together RFID technology. This is antenna of RFID technology that is normally pasted here. But I will tell you what we normally do. Some books we pasted over here, some here, some here, some here. We pasted in different places of the book because suppose same book we pasted here and other book also pasted over here. If we club together two books and pass through the security gate, then it's very difficult. Sometimes they miss the noise because it creates different kind of electromagnetic wave on that. So on that, so that's why we paste it in different part of the book. This is the theory of RFID technology. Now this is I found this slide, this page, this photographs in internet. This is our library for RFID. We have pasted this RFID technology has this one, this chip, electromagnetic. This is a chip where the information of a particular book is right over here in this chip. The carry is that, and this is all along a paper label RFID. Inside, this is the antenna, and this and the chip attached to it, and on a substrate that is plastic foil over there. So both together we pasted on that. This is the RFID reader antenna. Here you can see through this megahertz frequency they read and they write also sometimes. How they read 13 point megahertz radio frequency. And this is basically antenna, this is RFID tag, and it always just create a kind of electromagnetic field within that area. And that's why it creates, sometimes it's read, sometimes it's write. Suppose once we write it on that, in that particular chip, and once we write, but we read simultaneously many times, right? So read, that can be read later on also, but normally we cannot write repeatedly. We write once and we read it always. And this is a propagation coupling of the system. This is smart. I have already done. And this is a book written. This is a book written kiosk in the RFID system. Here, when you will come to your study center, you will find we have this system here. Normally, student or user used to put their books. It is automatically get returned, and they got SMS message. Their books is returned, and they got email also. And later on, we take out from there and we keep it in the library. And this is a workstations. We have already talked about that. That here you can put 14 books. It will read once, and 14 books, and the member ID card you can issue once. So this is a workstation normally served by the library staff. This is self-circulation kiosk. Here you can put the RFID ID card and book. It will automatically issued, and here is you can see the label. You can issue, you can return, you can see your accounts also. You can just put your card over there, RFID card. You just search my account. It will tell how many books being issued by me, the list of the books. This is a kind of RFID RFID security gate. If you pass through, you can. If you throw a books up to 180 km speed, still it will catch. It will catch, and it will beep, right? If the books is not being issued. This is a digital data capturing unit. This, through this, you can take out all the books. You can take uh, stock verification within a 6-7 hours of the whole library. It will automatically collect the data from each book, and the data can be later on transformed and download into the computer, and you can compare with the existing databases. It will show you how many books being untraceable. Now, this is NFC tag. We have probably already talked about that. It's one of the another good technology, which is more cheaper than the RFID technology that can be used in the library extensively. But in India, it is not being used readily because uh, we, we are not so much a favor of that thing, but we will do it. We have created some software on that, and we are in it has its some privacy issues, but in privacy issues, we can we can we can come up with some new concept with that, so we can rectify the security issues and can do much better with the API. Some of the new phones are coming up. I have already told you that majority will mobile phone will come up with the NFC technology. If it's an NFC technology mobile phone, we can do better library automation than today itself, because we need not to spend so much of money for the hardware. A user mobile phone will be the user ID. They can issue books automatically. So this is all about your library automation.